Hey guys, SK here, back with another video. Today I will be playing some live top ladder with the 3.0 Xbow Cycle Deck. As you can see here, we are extremely high on ladder, so there is no doubt we will be jousting with the best possible competition. This Xbow Cycle Deck is very powerful and has been a popular meta deck for just about a year now. Some players like to make some substitutions in this deck by switching out one card for another. I think that is very weird, and I would say they are silly geese for such behavior. In any case, I look forward to playing live on ladder with this Xbow Cycle Deck. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so we found the first match against TP Vinicius from Organization 14, and we do have Xbow in our starting hand. Some people do like to go with Xbow first play. However, for me, I think that this deck kind of thrives on playing passive, and then going in when it's a good time to go in, and not just always playing aggressively. We will fireball that musketeer though, should send it to the other lane as well, and the skeleton does actually take it out, which is pretty good for us. So, this looks like it's going to be balloon cycle, and this is not the best matchup for Xbow. He does snowball our archers, which doesn't really accomplish too much for him. But yeah, because they can use balloon on our Xbow, and we don't want that, because balloon will take out the Xbow pretty easily. So he's going with a miner again, safe spot again, which means pretty easy to catch, and our knight archer should take this out pretty easily. He goes with a musketeer. I don't think we'll fireball this one just because we went with a knight and archers on defense. Maybe we can just try and let it cross the bridge. Let's see if he goes with a balloon with it. And he snowballs, so we will log. Do take one musketeer hit, unfortunately. But it's not a big deal. We'll cycle a knight. He does go with a miner in a spot that allows the other tower to target it, so not ideal for him. I think it's a decent time to go with an Xbow in the back. So, Xbow behind the king tower. Usually a play that is decent, since, okay, he is choosing to punish us here for going with an Xbow behind the king tower. So let's just defend this. And he goes pretty aggressively, I have to say. But he should have a bomb tower for our Xbow. No, he does not. So he does bomb tower a little late, and our Xbow is actually getting some massive damage on his tower. We get a lot of damage for it. I think we'll go with another Xbow behind the king tower, because it worked out very well for us last time. And we want to cycle archers same lane, since he doesn't really have a way of taking them out, other than a miner right on top of them. And if he does that, then his miner placement will be pretty predictable, as you can see there. And we'll fireball the balloon back, just to make sure our Tesla stays alive. Our Xbow does lock on to tower once again. So, our opponent playing rather sloppily, allowing our Xbow to just take out his entire tower. We'll go with an Xbow in the pocket here. And we are back to another Tesla. And two Xbows on the map right now, both doing a lot of damage. So, our opponent was a bit too aggressive with his pushes and did not really defend our Xbows competently, which is why we were able to go away with the win in that game. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, and we're in the next game against Yosoi Omega from Royale Gaming. Again, we have Xbow in our starting hand, however, we don't really want to go with an Xbow first play. Heal Spirit means it could be a bunch of things. It could be that E-Barb's deck, could be that E-Golem deck. Actually, those are the same deck. It could be a lot of decks. Heal Spirit back in the meta after the buff. Looks like it could be E-Golem, since that is usually the main deck that chooses to run Battle Healer. But we'll have to see. I'll go with some archers here. Okay, so we can go with the Tesla now. Unfortunately, our Princess Tower isn't targeting anything, but the Tesla does take care of everything. So let's see what he chooses to go with now. He does have E-Barbs, I believe, which means we want to be a bit careful with when we go with our Xbow, because E-Barbs can shred our Xbow, and Xbow doesn't have too much hit points. So we want to be careful about that. I would like to fireball that, to be honest, but it's single elixir, so we'll play it a bit safe. And probably hold on to the fireball after the E-Golem dies. He does actually let his E-Golem die. He goes with E-Barbs at the bridge. We'll go with the Knight to protect our Tesla. And looks like we have a decent defense. Let's try and activate King off this E-Drag. Does work out. That'll be pretty huge in our defenses against his E-Golem pushes. So very happy for that. Let's see if he cycles Inferno Dragon. Hopefully he does. Nope, he uses arrows. So we'll just go with the Xbow at the bridge. Since E-Barbs are out of cycle. He has to Inferno Dragon. Should get at least 2 Xbow shots on tower, I presume. Yep, it does. Alright, so that was a bad skeletons by me. Since he's going with a full-on E-Golem push. We can fireball everything back. Inferno Dragon is locked onto tower. Will that take our entire tower? It will almost take our entire tower. Well, that is rather unfortunate. But let's go with the Tesla. He does have E-Barbs in hand once again, so I'm kind of scared. I'm going to go with an Xbow at the bridge. Kind of a panic Xbow. E-Barbs will probably shred that in no time at all. Panic Xbow not doing so hot. And E-Barbs locking on the tower. This is looking like a disaster. Arrows to take out our archers and get some tower damage. E-Barb on the left takes the tower down to 988. This is not looking very great for us. Can the E-Drag? The E-Drag will not target the Tesla, and we will take an unfortunate loss against the dreaded E-Golem E-Barbs deck. So well played to Yosoi Omega. Let's move on to the next match. And we are in the next match. So, against a Chinese player again, I'm pretty sure. We do have Xbow. It seems like a common trend of this push is that we always have Xbow in our starting hand. He goes with the Dark Prince at the bridge. I think what I'll do is I'll Tesla and then log it. Tesla should stay on the map, and we can hopefully see what else he has in his deck. Will it be an E-Giant deck, perhaps? Looks like he does not want to reveal what he will have. It could be a Golem deck, probably a heavy deck if he's not trying to play a card. Sparky. Okay, so we're going to punish that Sparky with an Xbow at the bridge. He might have a mini P.E.K.K.A. Yep, he does. So that was actually a suboptimal Xbow at the bridge. We do get 2 Xbow hits, though. And that might have been some very bad skeletons on my end. Okay, looks like he doesn't choose to support this Sparky. Not sure why, since I did waste my skeletons. He could have gotten away with a pretty big push if he chose to support it, but thankfully for me, he did not. Let's just go with the defensive Tesla to take out the Mega Minion and survive, providing value on the map. So he does have a Sparky and a mini P.E.K.K.A. for our Xbow. He also has a Giant, all 3 good counters for our Xbow over here, so we want to be pretty careful, since it might be difficult for Xbow to get some damage. Goes with the Sparky. I think this time we will fireball it, since punishing with an Xbow did not work out very well last time. And we see a Goblin Giant, so this is the Goblin Giant Sparky push. Let's protect our Tesla with a Knight, and then tank a Sparky shot with our Ice Spirit. Alright, Tesla does get taken out, unfortunately, but 1 archer surviving, very good for us. Now we have to watch out if he goes for mini P.E.K.K.A. opposite, because we don't have any skeletons or Ice Spirit in cycle. But we might be okay. I'm going to go with the defensive Tesla. We don't really want to go with an Xbow, because we don't want to feed into his Sparky or mini P.E.K.K.A. and give him a counter push. Usually defensive Xbows are pretty good in this matchup, although I think, just for the sake of this push, it feels like a very special push for some reason, so I'll try and do it without any defensive Xbows. See how that works out. We have 2 Teslas on the map. I think I'll take that fireball value on the Ewiz and Sparky. Dark Prince does splash tower. Unfortunately, we get a very big Dark Prince connection, not very well defended by me. Defensive Xbow would be wonderful here, but due to the nature of the push, special push, without defensive Xbows, I'll try and go without. I will go with some skeletons to tank for the Sparky hit. and then a knight to protect. We'll go with another Tesla over here, and log the Dark Prince back. Sparky does unfortunately get on our Tesla. Thankfully, Splash does not hit our tower. And we do get out with that defense, just barely. So it looks like offensive Xbows aren't going to do too much for us right now. We might need to just play defense without defensive Xbows, mind you, and try and win by tiebreaker. He goes with Mini P.E.K.K.A, Dark Prince at the bridge. I think what I'll do is I'll knight over there, skeletons on the Sparky, and we do get away with the defense. So, Sparky again, we will fireball that, as we've been doing. Set up for another defense. Goblin Giant at the bridge. Let's Ice Spirit for the Sparky shot. Then try and pull everything. When the Goblin Giant dies, we can log it all back. Oops, that was a misclick. That was meant to be a knight. Go with an offensive Xbow over there. Not ideal. We are down very much due to that offensive Xbow. Let's see if we can come back, or if it lost us the game. It might have actually lost us the game. Intended to be a knight. Very much not a knight. Okay, I tried to protect my knight and tank the Sparky shot. Will we be overwhelmed by this push? It looks like it. Sparky does get a blast on our tower. Looks like this is the end for us. It is in fact the end for us. So we tried our hardest. We did mess up, played a defensive Xbow right into a Sparky. Not the best outcome for us. But I believe we can bounce back in the next game. And we will learn from our mistake and not defensive Xbow into a Sparky this time. So let's get into the next match. Against a Japanese player this time, from Espartanos. Not sure what the clan name or his name means, but let's play a bit passively, as I've been discussing. See what deck he is running. So, Baby Dragon Bar Barrel could be a graveyard deck, perhaps. Could be a Golem deck. Inferno Dragon could be a Lava Hound deck, I guess. We will go with an Xbow at the bridge, and we see a Lumberjack, so based on that, I'm assuming it's either a Lava Hound or a Golem deck, probably just a beatdown deck. Ooh, and it's actually Lumber-Loon. So does he have freeze, or he does actually have freeze. Will we only take one balloon hit? We will. And that death damage was nerfed, so it's not as bad as it used to be. Not too bad for us. I'm tempted to go with an Xbow at the bridge right now, but I think I'll stick to my own philosophy and play passively until we find a better opening. Let's log. Bar Barrel. I don't really want to cycle either of my archers or knight, but I guess I'll just go with archers. And he goes with a Baby Dragon, so we will knight. Usually I like to Tesla and then defensive Xbow if they RG, if they balloon opposite, but we were saying we were going to go with no defensive Xbows this time, so we would not like to waste our Xbow over here. So I think what we can do is we can Tesla in the middle, and then Fireball, Balloon, whichever. He goes with a Bowler. So we don't really want to go with an offensive Xbow, because an Inferno Dragon would just absolutely shred that. Instead, I think we'll just cycle cards in the back. And try and not feed this bowler too much value. There is the balloon. Let's try and fireball that towards our Tesla. Does get fireballed towards the Tesla, perfect. And let's try and get a Tesla on top of this bowler, as it is wreaking havoc on our defense. Does seem to take out the bowler, perfect for us. Let's go with a knight to protect the Tesla. Does not actually protect the Tesla. Whoops. However, we can fireball back this balloon, since I have a feeling he's going to freeze. No, he does not freeze. Yes, he does freeze. Okay, that was a roller coaster of emotions. But anyway, now we are trying to just defend, I guess, without defensive Xbows, because defensive Xbows would be wonderful for us over here. but in the spirit of the challenge, we are doing so without them. Bowler. We do want to go with offensive Xbows, but we want to go with them because Icebow as a 6 elixir card dies to Inferno Dragon, which is only 4 elixir. So we don't want it. We don't want to just throw away our Xbow to a bowler. To an Inferno Dragon. I don't think anyone wants that. Which is why we're playing a bit more cautiously. All right, there's the balloon. Let's just fireball it back. Keep our Tesla alive. Does in fact stay alive. Perfect. And Tesla should now take care of the bowler. Does indeed. We can kind of kite this baby dragon over to our Tesla. And set up another defensive Tesla for this incoming push. Tried to protect my Tesla. Looks like I might have failed. But this is decent fireball value, so I'm actually going to take it. And it looks like it's time for an offensive Xbow. That was somewhat of an overcommitment by our opponent. We get 1 Xbow hit on tower. Not ideal, but not bad, not bad. We are still in the damage lead, in fact. And we'll go with an Xbow. In case he freezes, he will be low on elixir, and he will not be able to defend this Xbow optimally. If he goes with an Inferno Dragon, we can fireball it. He does not. Do get 2 Xbow hits on tower, and let's go with yet another Xbow. This time we'll fireball the Inferno Dragon to reset it, force him to freeze. Knight gets a hit on tower. This is just a disaster for our opponent. We do not get the final Xbow hit, but can we get a fireball down in time? We cannot, but we will still win by tiebreaker, so a pretty decent win for us against Lumber-Loon freeze without using defensive Xbows. I would say that was a pretty decent match. So we do unfortunately end our push below where we started, but sometimes that's just a fact of life you have to accept. Let's take a look at the matches we played. So 2 losses in a row, Yosoi Omega and the Chinese Goblin Giant player giving us some fat L's. We did succeed against the Lumber-Loon freeze deck though, and we did win against TP Vinicius at the start. So it looks like we have a 100% win rate against Balloon, but not the greatest win rate against rage decks, in fact a 0% win rate. So that is an interesting correlation to elaborate on and explore. Perhaps I will do so in the future. In any case, thank you very much for watching. This has been my push with the 3.0 Xbow Cycle Deck. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a nice day. Take care.